Okay, hello there guys and welcome to another video by LNERFan4472. Now before I go into any details about this layout update, while I'm crediting the people who have really made this layout what it is today, I'm going to do a panoramic shot around the layout just so you can have a general overview of what's happened. First of all, I would like to credit Mr. Patrick Levers, that's his YouTube channel name. He's the one who named this layout, Gresley Junction. So please go check out his channel. He's a really, really nice chap and it's been taking ages for me to mention to him and I do apologise to him for that. Another person I'd like to credit is Georgina Wotton. She is my girlfriend and she has helped me in various sections of construction and design for the layout. If we just dip below here I can show you the power bus, which is all nicely fastened and neat. If we come back up again we can see the extension. This will be the first segment of the layout update, so don't worry subscribers. So hats off to those people, you've both contributed quite a lot, and not only you two, all of my fan base and all of my subscribers and all of my viewers have contributed as well. So I'd like to thank every single one of you out there. I know it seems like a bit of a cliche, every single YouTuber says this, but I really do mean it. I really mean it. You all play a vital part in keeping this channel afloat. And, well, building this layout. You guys are the main drive. So let's go into details about this layout up there. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'll go into detail about various sections of the layout and I'm going to work my way clockwise. So I'll show you the extension first and that will be the first segment of footage shown. Okay, and here we are guys. Here is the extension in all of its glory. And I've tried to make it look as neat and as uniform as possible. And it looks very, very consistent apart from where the places I've left gaps where fake sleepers are going to go. But I think it looks like a very neat and tidy stretch of main line. I think it just looks absolutely brilliant. We have two electro-frog points here for a junction, so trains can go from wrong line working to correct line working if necessary. And it just gives me a bit more flexibility for trains approaching the station. So this junction here does help things quite a lot. I was planning a few more, but I thought that this would just be enough for now. And there's a lot of potential for development here because I'm thinking of doing a yard sort of here, like carriage yards if you like, because I'm buying more rolling stock, obviously carriages and stuff, and I am really running out of space. I'm going to try and keep the extension in shot for as much as possible. I'll take you from end to finish. Now I've actually done something quite interesting with the curves on this because I'm not sure you guys will be able to see it, but if we go like that, we can see that the curves are slightly banked. Just to better illustrate for you guys, to show that the curves are banked, I've grabbed a Hornby Mark IV coach here, and we can see that it does have a slight tilt on the way into the corners. Now obviously trains going at speed, this really does help because it's a bit like the Virgin Trains Pendolino. It helps the trains, well, sort of press down onto the rails, gaining more grip, allowing it to go around corners faster. And I discovered that trains would actually derail if they were going too fast around the corner. So I was left with no choice really, and the inspiration for this was really Everard Junction. And as we can see, it does look really cool when it's coming around the corner. It really does look superb. I really, really like it, especially when you see steam locomotives going around it at high speed as well. So all of the curves are banked. Unfortunately, on the corner just over there, I'm pointing, on the corner that's ballasted, I can't actually raise it. What I've done is, I've grabbed some spare cork and I've shoved it underneath the sleepers on this side. So this side is lower and this side is higher, so it sort of puts the train on a bank as it goes around the corner. So it really, really does help with trains going around the corners, and it does look really, really cool. You will all see some running footage soon. Okay, so now if we move on from the extension to this section of the layout, I haven't really cracked on with much ballasting in this area because I've been finalising all the track work in this area. As we can see, it's still not quite finished, but it will soon get there. But I've ballasted all the way up till the first junction, and that'll be alright for now, I suppose. But in this part of the layout, some life has been breathed into it. What I've done is I've got some grass. It's not static grass, but I'm thinking of putting static grass on top. But I just need your opinion here, guys. Do you think this looks lifelike? Do you think you would see this around in the 1960s and the 50s, this kind of grass? Because it's not fixed with glue yet, but it does look really, really nice. You just need to pat it and rough it around rough it out a little bit. But it stays in place. You're not exactly going to go through the trouble of trying to pick any up. But I think it does look quite nice. Let's just get another shot. Let's just focus in. It blends in really well with the ballast, and I just think it looks really lifelike. If you look at it like that, you know, you think it looks dead realistic. It's only when you zoom out and you catch sight of the wood again where you start to think, no, it's not realistic anymore. But I think it looks absolutely fantastic. However, although I haven't been ballasting much in this area, if we tilt towards the station, we can see that here I have been cracking on with quite a bit of ballasting. The ballast was previously up to here on the left-hand borderline, and I've slowly moved up to here. Now, me and my ballasting, we like to take our time. I do take absolutely ages doing my ballasting, and that's because it has to be absolutely perfect, because this is going to represent a freshly laid part of the main line. Obviously this is fictional, so it represents my imagination, but it needs to be absolutely perfect. What can I say, I'm a perfectionist. And if we move on to the shed area, I'm not sure if this was in a previous layout update, I'm sure it was, but this is a very nice Bachmann, I think it's Traction Depot or something like that. I've chucked away the box because it was ripped upon arrival, unfortunately, so it was no longer of any use to me. But I think it's a Traction Depot shed, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I got it for a bargain, £45 at Lord and Butler Model Railway Shop. It's a beautiful model railway shop. South Wales is its location. Please check out their online site. Now, they don't have an online purchasing service, but they'll be happy to help you in shop, and their stock is extremely vast and diverse. They have lots, and they sell it for really reasonable prices as well. So go and check out Lord and Butler Model Railways. They're located in South Wales on Penarth Road. Now, they supplied me with this. It came with about, I think it was 20% off, so it came to me about 45 quid. And you can fit one loco at each side. That's why I'm thinking of getting another one. So in there we have hidden Merlin and Sir Nigel Gresley at the moment, hiding from the dust. So if we come out of the shed, we can see that the three-way point is still in place. And what I've done here is I've built a track. It's only corked up to about there where the middle of this second Mark IV coach is. And there's going to be many points diverging off here. For example, in that corner, I'm planning another, possibly a turntable if there's enough space. And over here, we will have the yards, so I can have really sharp turnouts in this bit. So this will be about 4 or 5 roads, and it will be space just for rolling stock, and I will have a little shunter. Thinking of getting a Class 08, I need to check if it's valid for the dates that I'm doing it in there. But first I must crack on with everything else, get everything wired up, and make sure all of that is done. So if we move on to beyond the centre section of the layout on my left, we can see that this is kind of the neglected side of the layout. Now, I recently have started working and started putting a bit of effort into this side, because I really haven't given this side much attention at all ever since I did the junctions. But I've started work here. These two sidings here are still currently dead. These are going to be the DMU sidings, and I'm using 2 Mark 1s and a full brake to represent a 3-car DMU in this case, but it'll be mainly 2-car DMUs. And what they'll do is they'll come out of the siding. This is the express, the platform 1 just here, the one you can just see just there in front of behind the brake van. That's the express, not junction, sorry, platform. So what they'll do is, in between intervals of when express trains arrive, the DMUs will pull out, collect their passengers and go out onto the slow running lines. That's the plan anyway, but that is what I want to happen. So the DMUs can come straight out of service, and they can just go pick up their passengers from platform 1, really quick pickup, and they can just scoot off and go about their own business. But yes, if we move on, we can see that here we have a rather nice rake of freight. It's all Dapol, Hornby and Bachmann, the only Bachmann being the brake van. But the Dapol freight wagons are just absolutely exquisite. They're absolutely beautiful. What I do is I order one a month, and it slowly builds up the rake. It's mainly consisted of Great Western vans, and I know that's kind of out of date. But hey, what can you do? You know, we've got a mixture of GW, NE, and British Rail, so I'm not really bothered about it. Really, you know, it's about the running of the trains, and that's what really makes me happy. I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to the dates and making sure all the trains look right. You know, that's not really my concern. I just want to run some trains and have a bit of fun. So if we move on here, all of these junctions here are all wired up, excluding this one here. That will soon come in time. However, I have been cracking on with a bit of ballasting on this area here. As you can see, this ballasting's done quite well. It's absolutely rock hard. That is not going anywhere. And the next phase is obviously ballasting the junction, and we're moving up towards into the platform. I actually need to buy 4 sets of buffer stops just so I can, actually finalise the ballasting and, have a buffer stop. You don't want the passengers getting mauled by trains coming in at high speed that don't have any brakes now, do we? So if we move along, there's still lots of missing sleepers. Let's keep going. All these junctions are wired up properly. I've tested all of these junctions and they're good to go, they're fully operational. And we come over to the extension again, which I think is absolutely marvellous. Now, in terms of power and control, I do have an update for that, and that will come in the next section. The second part of the update on power and control is that I have decided that I am going to go with DCC control to control all of my points, and I will be using the DCC concepts ADSL, ADS4 and ADS8s. However, for this part here, which I'm going to wire up first, I'm going to be using the ADS2. And I will be using the well-regarded and well-renowned SEEP PM1 point motors. I'd like to thank Simon Shed for providing a very clear guide and showing me how to install one of these, and all I need now is the points decoder to arrive and I'm good to go. Here I have my handy third hand holding it, and we will solder everything onto there. When the time comes, I'm thinking of doing a tutorial on how to install point motors just to help all the people that struggle out there installing point motors. So that will be done in the near future, and that is the final update on power and control. Not only do we have updates on the layout and power and control, we also have updates to a major member of the fleet. Here we have number 4466 Herring Gull, DCC sound fitted, and she now has lights fitted as well. Functional lights, people. She had these fitted by Olivia's Trains. And if we get a little bit closer, yes, my friends, that is a Sooth smoke generator. So not only does this locomotive have lights, she also steams for real as well. Unfortunately, because of the Hornby Select, I can't actually activate the Sooth smoke generator because it's function 12. So I'm restricted to just operating the lights at the moment. But as soon as I get a new control, I think that will all change. But I think she looks absolutely marvellous, and it wasn't cheap, but they're specialists and they really do know what they're doing. They did not do a shoddy job of her. She's absolutely brilliant. She came back in immaculate condition. I couldn't even tell the difference just by looking at her and not looking at the lamps. She looked absolutely fantastic when she came back. Hats off to Olivia's Trains for that. Now, the Summerhouse itself, I have been tidying up quite a lot. It used to be a right state in here before. It was an absolute state. It was ridiculous. So I went to the liberty of buying some storage for all of my tools to keep everything nice and organised. As we can see in this drawer here, we have all of my tools, my Pico servicing cradle and all of that, all my wiring and stuff, all my Loco spare parts in plastic tubs with compartments. And in here we have all of my Pico turnout boxes, just in case I do go out of the hobby, which is very, very unlikely, in case I want to pack everything away and sell it. And here we just have a lot of spare parts, track, and there's a HDMI cable in there. No idea how that got in there. But yes, storage has been heavily overhauled, and it's looking very, very neat and tidy now. I'm very, very happy with that. And we've had a big clean here. The floor is immaculately clean. It was in dire need of a clean. And over there it's a bit more organised as well now. So everything looks 100%. Well, my fellow subscribers, as we can see, things are progressing quite well. And I'm very, very happy with the outcome of the extension. It's looking absolutely fantastic. I will be doing a running video very, very shortly. I'm also thinking of doing some music videos as well. We shall see how that turns out. We shall soon see. YouTube copyright people won't take that one down too well, will they? Well, my fellow subscribers, thank you very much for watching indeed. Apologies for the long delay. You will have much more content and many more tutorials in the future. There is a ballasting tutorial on its way, and I'm thinking of doing a point motor installation tutorial as well. Until that day comes, my subscribers, ensure that you keep logging onto my channel to check for layout updates. I tend to post one I tend to post one when there's a lot of changes, really, so kind of every month, really. That's when a lot of changes tend to take place. And I hope to have the point motors up and running soon. Fingers crossed I can get that right. So once again, my fellow subscribers, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to drop a request in the comment section. I will happily do a request video. Obviously, you have to request it first if you want me to do it. But once again, my fellow subscribers, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a better winter than me. It's absolutely pouring down constantly here. But once again, have a very, very nice day, my subscribers, and I wish, well, the layout and me will see you very soon.